Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to do a fast and very impactful upgrade on a basic bike. I'm going to install these race face Chester pedals on the GT Aggressor Pro as our first upgrade. I'll provide product links in the description. As always, like and subscribe if you found this useful. And my kid's going to do product reviews, so I'll put a link in the description once he gets that video done. So the first thing I'm going to do is weigh these things. I picked up the scale at Canadian Tire for about $8, but they sell them all over the place. If you want to get your kids to help you do stuff outside on bikes and things like that, if you just buy this scale, they'll go out there and weigh things all day. So one pedal weighs 187 and two pedals weigh 376. And like I said, if you want to get your kids into working outside, just buy one of these scales. They'll sit there weighing the wrenches and spanners, they'll weigh everything. So I discovered it is a good way to get them involved in doing stuff. Anyway, to remove the pedals, these are obviously the ones that came on the bike. The right-hand pedal is threaded normally, so it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and the left pedal is reverse threaded. So the left pedal is lefty-tighty, righty-loosey. So I'm doing the right pedal. You can see there's an R sticker on the crank arm, and I am turning it left or counterclockwise to remove the pedal. These pedals require a 15mm wrench or 15mm spanner, as my ancestors would call it, and they come off pretty easily as long as someone didn't over tighten them or they're not rusted in place. You may or may not need a thin wrench like this one. It just depends on how much clearance you have between the pedal and the crank arm, but generally speaking, these thin wrenches, or cone spanners as they're called in the bike industry, are the thing to use because they can fit in there. You can see that these pedals also come with a 6mm hex or Allen key, so you can tighten them that way as well with these new ones. And you can see they're stamped CRL for, I'm assuming, Chester race face left, and CRR, again, that for Chester race face right. And they both have that 6mm that you could use to tighten them, and there's a 6mm bolt on the front of them as well if you want to do some servicing on these pedals. Now I'm a little bit off camera here, but I do put some Phil's grease on the threads of these things and then just wipe it off, so it's just a light smear on there. And then for installing the pedals, I usually just hold the bolt head and then turn the pedals backwards, and that'll tighten up the pedal, and that works regardless of which side you're on. If you hold the bolt head and turn the pedals backwards, it'll tighten up. And then same deal with the wrench. You can just put the wrench on, hold it in place, and spin the pedals backwards, and it'll tighten everything up. And then, like I said, righty-tighty on the right-hand pedal. Give it a good tightening, and that's pretty much it. Now to get the left pedal off, it's righty-loosey. I'm a little bit off camera here. I was not listening when Melania Trump told me to be best, but you can see that I am indeed turning that righty-loosey to remove the left-hand pedal. So if you're cranking on the left pedal wondering why it's not coming off, you may be doing it backwards because they are reverse threaded. So a little bit better shot with the installation here. Again, I'm using the Phil's grease. There are other greases you can use, and this might not even be the ideal grease for this situation, but I have it and that's what I use. And I just use a piece of paper towel or shop towel and wipe the grease down so it's in all the threads. And then, like I said, I usually just hold the bolt head and turn the pedals backwards. And that'll be a dead giveaway of which direction you need to tighten the bolt in. And then once the pedal starts crushing my fingers against the crank arm, I just take the cone wrench and keep doing the same thing, pedal backwards, tightens it up. And then lefty-tighty, give it a good hard pull to the left and it's in place. Now we actually gained some weight here on these pedals. The old ones are 169 for one, 338 for the pairs. So a mild increase in weight. However, these Chester pedals are far superior to the pedals that came on the GT. You can see there's little plastic nubs on these, and those little plastic bumps are far more slippery than the metal screws that stick out of the Chester race face pedal. And these Chester pedals look great. They come in about 10 different colors, so there's lots of color options. You can get them to match your bike and give your bike a personalized look. And like I said, they also take the Allen key or hex key, so you could use a standard socket to tighten these race face pedals up, whereas on the ones that came with the bike you couldn't do that. Anyway, thanks a lot for checking out my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.